All right, so get this. We're diving deep into manifestation today. How to make those dreams a reality.
Cool.
We've got this concise guide, lays out a roadmap for, well, getting what you want.
A roadmap, huh? I like that.
And honestly, some of this stuff is, well, pretty intriguing even for me.
Color me curious. What's caught your eye?
So you're interested in manifestation, right? You want the how-to, the nitty-gritty, and how to make it work for you.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How to actually make it work.
And that's exactly what we're going to unpack. The steps, the nuances, maybe even some stuff you wouldn't expect.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first up, the guide stresses structure. It's not just wishing on a star, it's this blend of mindset and action.
Right, like it's not magic. There's a method to it.
Yeah, like a recipe almost. You need the right ingredients in the right order.
So what's the first ingredient in this recipe for manifestation?
All right, step one, it's clarity of desire.
Makes sense. Can't get what you want if you don't know what it is.
Exactly. It's not enough to just kind of wish for a better job.
Right, right. Better is pretty vague. Better in what way? More money, more fulfilling work,
Yeah.
shorter commute.
Exactly. We need that laser focus. The guide uses this example. Instead of better job, define the specific role, industry, even the kind of company culture you want.
Ah, I see. So it's about getting super specific with what you want. No more wishy-washy desires.
Specificity is key, kind of like programming your internal GPS. Need those exact coordinates to reach your destination.
That's a great analogy. Makes it so much clearer. Like, if you were to tell your GPS, take me somewhere nice, it wouldn't know where to go, would it?
And there's this interesting thing the guide suggests, write it down. It sounds simple, right?
Yeah, write it down. I mean, we've all heard that before. But why is it so important?
But the act of putting pen to paper, it kind of solidifies that intention. In a way, just thinking about it doesn't.
Interesting. It's like it makes it more real somehow.
Yeah.
More tangible.
Like making a contract, but with yourself and way higher stakes.
High stakes indeed. So we've got our specific written down desire. What's next?
But here's where it gets deeper. It's not just what you want, it's WHY.
Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. The why behind the what.
The guide digs into the emotional core of that desire. What's the driving force behind your goal?
So it's about getting to the heart of your motivation. What's truly fueling that desire?
Right, that's where the real power comes in, don't you think?
Absolutely. Tapping into that emotional why is what fuels your actions, your perseverance. It's the difference between saying, I want to travel more, and I crave adventure and new experiences because it makes me feel truly alive.
And that deep-seated emotion, that's what keeps you going when you hit those inevitable roadblocks, right?
You got it. It's the fuel that keeps the fire burning.
So this whole emotional energy thing, it makes me think about visualization, which is what the guide talks about next.
Visualizing your dreams. Yeah, that's a popular one. But is it just daydreaming? Or is there more to it?
Right, it's more than just daydreaming, it's like this mental rehearsal.
Ah, so it's about actively engaging with your goals, not just passively dreaming about them.
Exactly. The guide recommends 5-10 minutes daily, visualizing as if it's already happened. And it's not just seeing it, it's engaging all your senses.
Ooh, this is getting interesting. Engage all the senses, huh? So I'm not just seeing my dream job. I'm feeling the excitement, hearing the conversations, maybe even smelling the fresh coffee brewing in the office kitchen.
You got it. It's about immersing yourself in the experience.
Wow. So it's not just about creating a mental picture. It's about creating a full-blown sensory experience, like a virtual reality simulation of your dream life.
And here's where the neuroscience comes in. Visualizing activates similar neural pathways as actually doing the activity.
Hold on. So you're saying that by visualizing, I'm actually training my brain to achieve my goals? That's incredible.
You're essentially training your brain to recognize those opportunities that align with your vision.
So it's not just some woo-woo concept. There's actual science backing it up.
Now, the guide then goes to affirmations. I've always found these a bit, well, tricky.
Affirmations, yeah, I get that. They can feel a little cheesy sometimes.
It says use positive statements, present tense, like, I am confident and successful in my new career.
Right, I am statements. But what if you don't actually believe it yet? Isn't that just lying to yourself?
But that's the power of affirmations, right? They bridge that gap between belief and reality.
So it's about using affirmations to shift your belief system, even if you don't fully believe it yet. It's about planting those seeds of possibility in your mind.
Think of it like this. Even if you don't feel confident right now, by repeating, I am confident, you're kind of tricking your brain into believing it.
Interesting. So It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start acting as if you're already confident, and eventually it becomes your reality.
And that can lead to real changes in your behavior. You start taking bolder actions, maybe speak up more in meetings.
It creates a positive feedback loop. Your thoughts influence your actions, which then reinforce your beliefs. It's a powerful cycle.
It's like fake it till you make it, but with a psychological twist.
Exactly. And the guide even suggests pairing affirmations with action for maximum impact.
So while I'm saying I am a successful entrepreneur, I'm also, say, updating my website or reaching out to potential clients.
That's a great example. It's about aligning your actions with your words. Action without belief can feel forced. Belief without action can lead to stagnation. It's the combination of the two that creates real magic.
Okay, now let's get to the heart of it, gratitude. The guide is all about gratitude journals, but with a twist.
Gratitude journals. Now we're talking. I'm a big believer in the power of gratitude. But what's this twist you mentioned?
It suggests expressing thanks for the things you're manifesting as if they've already happened.
Being grateful for something you don't have yet. That's an interesting concept.
Isn't that a bit premature, like celebrating a victory before you've won the race?
Not at all. Gratitude isn't just about acknowledging what you have. It's about shifting your mindset from lack to abundance.
Ah, I see. It's about recognizing that everything you desire is already available to you. It's just a matter of aligning with it.
Exactly. When you express gratitude for something as if it's already yours, you're aligning your energy with the frequency of what you desire.
Like tuning your radio to the right station to pick up the signal.
You got it.
So if I'm manifesting that promotion, instead of, I wish I had a more senior role, I'd say, I am so grateful for the opportunities and responsibilities that come with my new leadership position.
Yes, and notice how you're not just stating it, you're feeling it. You're embodying the gratitude as if it's already your reality.
Even though I don't have it yet, I'm sending the universe a clear message. I'm ready for this. Bring it on.
That's the spirit.
Mhm.
Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting your vibration and attracting what you desire.
Okay, so we've got clarity, visualization, affirmations, and gratitude. That's a lot of mental work. But is manifestation just about positive thinking, or do we actually have to, do something?
That's where inspired action comes in.
Hmm.
And this really resonated with me, I have to say.
Inspired action. It's not just about taking Ainway action, it's about taking action that feels aligned with your goals. Action that's energized by that deep desire we were talking about earlier.
So it's not about forcing things, it's about being in the flow, following your intuition. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because how do you know if it's just a random thought or true inspired action?
Yeah, that's a good question. How do you tell the difference?
It's a subtle but powerful difference. Imagine you're manifesting a new job. Inspired action might be feeling this sudden urge to update your LinkedIn profile.
Even though you hadn't planned to.
Exactly. It just feels right. It feels aligned with your goals.
So it's not a chore, it's like an aha, this feels right kind of moment. Almost like the universe is nudging you in the right direction.
Precisely. And it's about being receptive to those nudges, having the courage to act on them.
Okay, but here's where my brain gets a little tangled. The guide then talks about releasing attachment to the outcome.
Releasing attachment. Ah, now that's a tricky one.
Like you have to really want it, but also be okay if it doesn't happen exactly as you planned.
The paradox of manifestation. You need a clear vision, a strong desire, but you also need to trust that the universe has a plan. And that plan might be even better than what you can currently envision.
Isn't that a contradiction? How can you truly want something without being at least a littly attached?
That's the thing about manifestation. It's about finding that sweet spot between desire and surrender.
Surrender, that's a good word for it. It's like you've planted the seed, you're nurturing it, but you can't force it to grow. You have to trust the natural unfolding.
Exactly. And this can be a challenge for a lot of people. It's about finding that delicate balance between effort and trust.
This reminds me of another thing the guide emphasizes, unwavering belief, even when, doubts creep in.
Unwavering belief, that's the foundation, isn't it? But how do you maintain that belief when things aren't going your way, when those doubts start to creep in?
Because we all have those moments, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you face setbacks.
We all have doubts, absolutely. It's human nature.
But the guide suggests this thing I'd never heard of, an evidence journal. Instead of a gratitude journal, it's about documenting your past successes.
Evidence journal. Interesting. I've never heard of that either. What's the thinking behind that?
It's like this confidence booster. By writing down your past achievements, you're creating this tangible record of your capabilities.
So it's about reminding yourself of what you're capable of all the things you've already achieved.
It can be anything, landing a big client, overcoming a fear, whatever. It reminds you that you've manifested things in the past, so why not now?
Ah, I see. It's like a self-created highlight reel of all your wins.
So you shift your mindset from I can't to I've done this before, I can do it again.
I love that. It's about empowering yourself with your own evidence.
And speaking of shifting mindsets, the guide suggests another interesting thing, aligning your environment with your desires.
Aligning your environment. Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What does that mean? Do I need to like redecorate my entire apartment to manifest a beach vacation?
Well, it doesn't have to be that extreme. It's about creating an external environment that reflects your internal state.
So it's about creating a space that supports your goals, that reflects the reality you want to create.
Could be as simple as organizing your workspace to boost focus and productivity, or dressing in a way that makes you feel confident, powerful.
Ah, so it's about acting as if, setting the stage for the reality you want to attract.
Like if I'm manifesting a promotion, maybe I start dressing more professionally, even if my current role doesn't require it.
Exactly. It's about sending a message to yourself and the universe that you're ready for that next level.
It's about creating a space that vibrates at the frequency of your desires.
And this is where vision boards come in, right? Surrounding yourself with visual reminders of your goals.
Yeah, vision boards, images, quotes, objects, whatever inspires you, keeps those desires front and center.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Clarity, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, inspired action, releasing attachment, unwavering belief, aligning your environment. This guide is packed. But what about the timeline? How long does all this manifestation magic actually take?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. Everyone wants to know the secret formula for instant manifestation.
Yeah.
But is there such a thing?
And unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The guide emphasizes that manifestation, it's not about instant gratification.
Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to manifestation.
It's about understanding things unfold in divine timing, and sometimes, well, that journey takes longer than we'd like.
Right, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
But it's about trusting the process, even when it feels like nothing's happening.
Trusting the process, that's key. And celebrating those small wins along the way, right, to keep that motivation high.
Exactly. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, it's a sign you're on the right path. And this reminds me, another challenge the guide talks about, negativity.
Negativity. Ah, yes, the dreaded energy drainer. We all experience it. But how do we deal with it when we're trying to manifest our dreams?
We all experience setbacks, moments of doubt, right? How do we manage that negativity and protect our, well, precious manifestation vibes?
That's where mindset management becomes crucial. The guide offers some really practical tips for reframing negative thoughts.
Reframing? Okay, I like that. So it's not about pretending negative thoughts don't exist. It's about consciously choosing to focus on the positive.
Exactly. It's about shifting your perspective. Instead of dwelling on what you can't do, ask yourself, how can I make this happen?
So it's about shifting from a problem-focused mindset to a solution-oriented one.
Exactly. It's about focusing on possibilities instead of limitations.
And I imagine surrounding yourself with positive people is crucial too, right?
Absolutely. Seek out people and environments that uplift you, that support your growth.
Because negativity can be contagious, but so can positivity. It's like an energetic ripple effect.
I love that. And this all ties back to the importance of self-care.
Oh, self-care. That's a whole other episode.
It might seem unrelated, but the guide actually emphasizes taking care of your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being.
It makes sense. If you're burnt out, stressed, depleted, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain that positive vibe to attract what you want.
Exactly. When you prioritize self-care, you're replenishing your energy reserves, making yourself a more receptive vessel for abundance.
So that means enough sleep, nourishing food, moving your body, things that bring joy.
And don't forget about nurturing your inner world. Meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, anything that helps you connect with your true self.
Because when you feel good on the inside, it radiates outward, it creates a more attractive energy field.
And that, my friend, is where the magic truly happens. Welcome back to our deep dive into manifestation. We were talking about self-care, remember? Really important stuff.
Self-care is key, for sure. And it ties back to something we talked about in part 1, gratitude. But I think it deserves a deeper look.
Gratitude, right. When I first started learning about this stuff, gratitude was always like, just be thankful.
Right. Be thankful for what you have, no matter what.
But this guide, it goes deeper. It's about the energy shift gratitude creates.
Yeah, it's not just a feeling. It's like this frequency.
Exactly, a frequency. Think about it. When you tune your radio, you're aligning with a specific
So
frequency.
when you're cultivating gratitude, you're tuning your internal radio to the frequency of abundance.
Precisely. And when you're vibrating at that frequency, you become a magnet for more things to be grateful for.
It's like a positive feedback loop. The more you're grateful, the more you attract things to be grateful for.
Exactly. It's a beautiful cycle. But there's this one thing the guide suggests, expressing gratitude for things you're manifesting, even before they show up.
That always felt a little weird to me, I have to admit. Like, isn't that celebrating a victory before you've even crossed the finish line?
I used to think that too. But think about it. When you express gratitude for something as if it's already yours, you're paving the way for it to arrive.
So instead of, I hope I get that promotion, it's, I'm so grateful for the opportunities my new role provides.
Exactly. You're not just stating it, you're feeling the gratitude as if it's already your reality.
Even though I haven't gotten it yet, it's like sending the universe a message. I'm ready. Bring it on.
That's it. And remember what we talked about earlier, visualization. The guide suggests combining that with gratitude.
So while you're feeling grateful for your future manifestation, you're also visualizing it, experiencing it in your mind.
Imagine that feeling of accomplishment. See yourself navigating the challenges. Hear those congratulations.
It's like creating a mini movie in your mind where you're the star and your desired reality is playing out on screen.
And that brings us back to action. Remember, inspired action.
Inspired action, right? Not just any action, but action that feels aligned with your goals, energized by your desire.
It's about recognizing the difference between action that feels forced and action that flows naturally.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, take massive action, but it can feel overwhelming. Like, where do I even begin?
With inspired action, you're listening to your intuition, those subtle nudges you get.
Can you give an example?
Let's say you're manifesting a career change. Inspired action might be feeling a sudden urge to contact someone in that field.
Even though you hadn't planned to.
Right. Or maybe you stumble upon an article or a book that just clicks with your goals.
It's like those aha moments where the perfect information or opportunity appears at the perfect time.
And it's about having the courage to act on those nudges, those moments of inspiration. But then there's this other thing, releasing attachment to the outcome.
Releasing attachment, that's a tough one. We talk about clarity of desire, visualization, feeling the gratitude, and now we have to let go.
It's about finding that balance between truly wanting something and trusting that it will come to you.
So it's not about giving up, it's about surrendering to the process.
Exactly. And that's where practices like mindfulness and meditation can be super helpful.
Yeah, when you're constantly worrying and obsessing about the outcome, it's like you're creating resistance.
Releasing attachment doesn't mean you don't care.
Mm.
It means you trust that the universe has your back, things are unfolding as they should. And then there are those doubts, those limiting beliefs.
Oh, those pesky doubts. They always seem to creep in at the worst times. How do you cultivate that unwavering belief the guide talks about when your inner critic is saying, this will never work?
That's where that evidence journal comes in, remember.
The evidence journal, right. Instead of focusing on why something might not work, you're actively looking for proof that it can.
Every time you hit a goal, big or small, write it down. It's a tangible reminder of your successes.
And surrounding yourself with supportive people is important too, right? People who uplift and encourage you.
Absolutely. Their energy can have a huge impact on your own vibration. But then there's synchronicity.
Synchronicity. Oh, yeah. Those coincidences that seem too perfect to be random.
The guide says to pay attention to those moments. It's like the universe winking at you, saying, you're on the right track.
So if I'm manifesting a new job and I bump into someone who works in that field, that's a sign.
It could be. Or you're looking for a specific opportunity and boom, the perfect job posting appears.
It's like those little nudges from the universe, those signs that you're aligned with your goals.
But remember, manifestation isn't about controlling every detail.
That's the surrender part, right? Letting go of the need to micromanage the universe.
It's about trusting that the universe has a plan for you, one that might be even better than you imagine.
Which can be hard when you have a clear vision of what you want. But sometimes we have to let go of our limited perspective.
Humility is key. We don't always know what's truly best for us. What we think we want might not actually serve our highest good.
So it's about being open to possibilities, trusting the process, even if it doesn't unfold exactly as we pictured it, and taking care of ourselves along the way.
Self-care is essential. It's about replenishing your energy so you can show up as your best self.
Getting enough sleep, eating well, moving our bodies, doing things we enjoy, it all matters.
And nurturing that inner world too, through meditation, journaling, time in nature.
Because when you feel good on the inside, it creates a ripple effect. It makes you a magnet for good things. And don't forget to celebrate your wins.
Yes. Celebrating those wins, no matter how small, is so important for maintaining momentum and boosting your belief.
It's so easy to get caught up in striving for the next goal, we forget to acknowledge how far we've come.
Every step forward is a victory, worth celebrating. It keeps your energy high and your motivation strong.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're wrapping up our exploration of manifestation. Gotta say, I'm excited to dig into some of the more, well, advanced techniques from this guide.
Advanced techniques. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, in parts 1 and 2, we talked about the basics, mindset, inspired action, all that good stuff. But now, let's get tactical.
All right, let's get down to business.
Okay, ready. So this concept of scripting really caught my eye. The guide presents it as like a powerful way to manifest.
Scripting, huh? What's that all about?
It's about writing out your desired reality as if it's already happening, using vivid details, all that.
So it's like writing a movie script for your dream life, with you as the star, of course.
Exactly. Does that mean I need to invest in one of those fancy screenwriter notebooks? Maybe start wearing a beret?
A beret? Well, that's optional. But the key here is writing in the present tense, as if you're living it NOW.
Present tense, got it. And the guide emphasizes engaging all their senses, just like with visualization.
So it's not just about writing down your desires, it's about creating a full-blown sensory experience on paper. I like it.
Okay, so let's say I'm manifesting my dream home. I wouldn't write, I hope to have a spacious kitchen with granite countertops.
Right, that's too vague, too future-focused.
Instead, it'd be something like, I'm standing in my beautiful kitchen, sunlight streaming in, the aroma of fresh bread filling the air.
And don't forget those granite countertops. How do they feel? Cool and smooth to the touch.
Exactly. The more immersive, the better. It's not just a wish list, it's like you're creating an experience.
An experience that your subconscious can latch onto and start manifesting into reality. And this can be applied to any area of life, right?
Yeah, career, relationships, health, whatever you're working on. The guide has examples for all sorts of things.
Makes sense. It's about tailoring the script to your specific desires. And it says to read your script daily, ideally out loud.
Reading it out loud, that's a good tip. It's like you're declaring it to the universe.
And speaking of visual tools, remember vision boards?
Vision boards, oh yeah. Those are fun.
They're a great way to keep your goals top of mind. It's like creating a collage of your dream life.
And the process itself can be therapeutic, you know, really connecting with your desires.
Absolutely. The guide suggests using magazines, photos, quotes, anything that sparks joy and represents your goals.
So it's like an art project for your future. And don't be afraid to get creative, right?
Yeah.
Colors, textures, glitter, if that's your thing.
Glitter. Always a good idea.
Yeah.
And then put that masterpiece somewhere you'll see it every day. Your bedroom, office, bathroom mirror, wherever it'll inspire you.
Okay, so we've got scripting, vision boards, all these tools for amplifying our manifestation efforts. But let's be real for a second. What are those challenges? The guide's not all sunshine and rainbows. It acknowledges that things can get tough.
Right. Manifestation isn't always a walk in the park. There are bumps along the way. Doubts, limiting beliefs, all that.
Doubt is normal, especially when we're pushing ourselves, trying new things.
It is. It's human nature to question ourselves, especially when we're stepping outside our comfort zones.
But the guide emphasizes our thoughts are powerful. We can choose what we focus on.
So it's not about pretending those negative thoughts don't exist. It's about choosing not to give them power.
Right. Like instead of I'm not good enough to achieve this, it becomes I'm capable and deserving of success.
It's about flipping the script on your inner critic. And speaking of inner critics, there's also impatience.
Oh yeah, impatience. In this instant gratification world, waiting for things to manifest can be tough.
The guide reminds us the universe has its own timing. Forcing things can backfire.
So it's about surrendering, trusting that things are unfolding as they should, even if we can't see the big picture yet, and celebrating those little wins along the way, right?
Absolutely. Celebrating those wins helps keep that impatience in check. It's like, hey, I'm making progress. Things are happening.
And what about setbacks? They're inevitable, right? The guide says to view them as opportunities.
Setbacks aren't failures, they're feedback. They're like, hey, maybe adjust your approach a little.
So it's about asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do things differently next time?
Exactly. It's about embracing the journey, knowing those detours might lead to something even better. And having a good support system helps too, right?
Support system, absolutely. People who cheer you on, believe in you, especially when you're doubting yourself. And the guide emphasizes this one thing above all: trust.
Trust, yeah. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in the universe. It's the foundation for everything.
Without trust, it's like we're putting up roadblocks to our own abundance.
The guide says we're co-creators with the universe. When we surrender and trust the timing, we open ourselves up to amazing possibilities.
I love that. It's not about forcing, it's about allowing. It's about recognizing that we're part of something much bigger. And when we tap into that universal energy, anything is possible. Wow, my mind is officially blown. This deep dive has been incredible, truly inspiring and empowering.
I agree. This guide gave us so much to think about, practical tools for creating the life we want.
It's clear manifestation isn't some magic trick. It's a conscious journey, self-discovery, growth, alignment.
It's about owning our power as creators,
Hmm.
taking those inspired actions to make it happen, cultivating gratitude, believing in ourselves even when things get tough.
And trusting the journey, celebrating every step. If you take away one thing from this, let it be this: you are a powerful manifester. You can create a life beyond your wildest dreams.
So dream big, trust the process, and never stop believing in the magic of manifestation.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Keep those dreams alive, and may your life be full of joy, abundance, and all those amazing possibilities.